Tuesday morning, you will be in Mascot. You can check in and you can ask them little questions for a low energizer. What was their favorite thing of Monday night? Or just something simple, because a lot of our campers are not morning people yet. The activity we're going to be doing is the selfie. You can see in this picture they will have a frame. It won't look exactly like this, but just to give you a general idea. And we will have taken pictures on Monday like they did for the wanted posters last year. You're going to put those pictures and those frames together, and you can talk about the selfie acronym. There will be 2 color book pages that go along with this activity. One is so that they can define the selfie acronym, which you will give them the words for, and it is on their picture frame. And the other one is of a person, and they can discuss the 3 things that make them a super fantastic, enthusiastic leader, and 3 things that can make them a better leader, their 3 weaknesses. At the end of this activity, you want to collect the finished selfies, because they are going to be what is our part to whole. Tuesday afternoon's activity is colorblind. We've done this activity or something like it in the past. You're going to divide your groups into 4 or 5. You will, if you have more, have 2 artists, but that is mentioned in the team book also. The staff are the bosses. You will have bags of supplies, and they will be different than what you see in the video following this. The video should give you just an idea of what the activity is in case you weren't there when we did it last time. We do have to explain a little bit more to the group just because they don't understand camp. So take that into consideration when you're watching the video. There is a color book page, and it will help you explain the activity, because some people are visual learners and we have to make sure that we're explaining to all of the different learning styles. So that will be a great reference for you, and you can see that below in the video. The main part of this whole activity is to process. So make sure you're not running out of time at the end, and you have plenty of time to process the activity.
So Tuesday we also do a team building activity. So there's probably about 30 people in a group, and what we do is we break them down into 5 or 6 people in a group. So what we're going to do is this team building activity. Each of these roles, each of you guys will have a position. There's also another position called the boss, which will be, in our situation, will be the staff, which will be the situation there too. So we're going to have 2, maybe 3 artists, depending on the size of our groups here. You're going to get a bag of supplies, and somewhere there's a secret model hidden in this place, so somebody will know that position. But each of these positions have a different role to play in order to construct this model that is off in another area. Kate's going to explain what each role does, but we put this visual up here because sometimes it's easier to see who you can talk to and who you can communicate with, as opposed to just hearing it once and never seeing it again.
So once you know who you are, when Kate reads the instructions again, you'll want to pay attention to your job and what your rules are.
So some of them are supposed to be bosses.
The kids are going to have a color book with this written down that they can reference.
No? So none of the kids are going to be bosses.
Staff book.
We can have multiple artists though.
I'll read your instruction again. The artist talks, you can talk to other artists or the client. The artist is the only one that can touch the supplies, and so obviously he constructs the object, he or she.
Artists, raise your hand.
So I can talk to interpreters, clients.
Well, they got 3 of them.
To clarify, your arrow also says they can talk to the interpreter. So
Because-
can they only talk to the client?
Well, the interpreter has to tell the artist what to construct, because he doesn't ever see it. The visionary tells him what to build, and he's got to tell him
Right,
But
but
can
your
the artist
build that.
verbal
questions
instruction
through
says they can only talk to the client.
Absolutely. If the artist asks a question, the interpreter may not know that knowledge, and so therefore they have to go back to the visionary. It's okay. Just hang in there, promise.
The visionary,
Read your first line again of your instructions.
the artist talks only to the artist or the client. So
And
this
the
is-
interpreter.
and the interpreter.
Is this confusing you? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So the artist cannot prompt the interpreter for questions?
He can talk to the client who's also
Okay.
viewing the model,
Okay.
but he can only answer yes or no questions.
Okay.
The visionary can see the model, but not the crew's model. So you can see.
Who are
you
the
can see
visionaries?
This model.
In just a moment, Brian and Rachel, you're going to go to the bathroom. Together.
So you can tell the interpreter what to build, and
But you can't
So-
ever see what the artist is doing.
so you can converse with the interpreter. The interpreter cannot view the model. He or she gives instructions to the artist. You obviously can't touch anything. And if you need clarification, go back to the visionary. The client can view both models, your model that you're building and the structure that's already built, and you can only answer yes or no questions
Who are the clients?
from the artist.
Janice and Danielle. Okay.
The client cannot answer questions asked by the visionary, so you won't have any contact with the visionary. And that's all. And we're the rule keepers. Kate and I will be the rule keepers. Questions? Not yet. You may
Let's send our
Man-
people away.
man your positions. So
That
Easier to think like this path.
Artist,
Let's all cup upside down. 4 straws.
Is artist supposed to get up from their place though?
Okay, 4 straws.
in this
situation,
Around it.
Down, and you're gonna leave about 2 inches between the bottom of the cup and the top of the plate. So then just push onto the straws, and there's about a 2-inch gap. But you can ask, hey Mom, yes or no questions.
Do the straws go in with the
I don't remember.
And to the client, when they ask questions.
We need our client.
Are there more instructions? They're doing that, so
Yes.
if we're doing it right.
We're missing the conversation over here, so I don't know. Can you see what we're working on?
Yes.
I think so.
It might be easier if you come over here with us and we can just be like, is this right? Ask her.
Yes. Janice.
Okay, so,
Yes or no questions?
so these little guys will go through these holes here.
Yes.
Should we do that first?
Ah. Does it matter where the bendy part is?
No.
So the,
Do they need to be more spread out?
have it sticking out to the side, and then you're talking something on
Takes a little
Does
bit.
the plate need to go the other way?
sticking out of the Okay. Okay. Artists, when you're ready, I have more directions and you're done with that part.
Go down halfway with the straw you're putting on the top.
let's go 3 more minutes.
Stabs on the top of the plate with paper plates in the middle. You have
Can I,
one
so,
pipe clean
can I
and
hold
one
their
pipe
space
that's
in between the
around
plate and
goes
the
out
bottom
into 2
upturned
branches
part of the roof?
into the coffee filter.
Alright, is there, does the straw
Kind of
still
looks like a
poking
flower.
out?
The top of the piece kind of looks a little bit like a flower.
Straw all the way down, not all the way up. Okay.
Wrap it around the fork, and then coffee filter goes in like a hole.
No, like a whole.
Okay, so we need to go back to
So there's a coffee filter.
Matt for more instructions.
The orange pipe, like orange pipe.
What's wrong with it is the fact that the plate needs to be higher or lower?
Yes.
Does it need to be higher?
No.
So they were just been,
Closer to the
they did around, so the
Yes.
coffee filter doesn't follow it.
Good
Well,
job,
it's
Dee.
just like a hole, and you don't have to create a hole.
Is it hard to say it?
But she said it's not.
Don't touch it.
Split the difference.
Okay,
Come on.
now you
Is this right?
should this go further? Then you're gonna take the 4 prongs of those fork and hook them through the middle of the
No.
plate.
Should
Okay?
I go further down?
Then you should have an
No.
orange pipe
Hey,
cleaner.
you,
Is that
you
the
want
pipe
to,
is in
you
the
can
red
you're
half?
doing the
So
orange
then you're just gonna have
Yes.
the pokey end sticking out like
on
that,
the
right? The
fork.
part that's
So
the
tie
other
them on
end
to
where
the
it's
fork
like
and
a
they're
loop,
going
okay?
into
You're
your
gonna wrap it
Yes.
around the handle of the fork. Okay, then you're gonna take the coffee filter that you have and hook those 2 ends and then through the coffee filter. Turn it to its
Tie
side
them
and then
to the
take the
fork,
2 ends and kind of
stick the
square
coffee
around.
filter, and then go in
So you
different
have a fork
directions.
with the orange coffee, orange pipe cleaner wrapped around it. And then you stick the coffee
you have less
filter
than
on
that
it
now.
and turn it
Is
to
that
the
too many
side.
steps?
Yep.
With the 2
2 more minutes.
Interpreter, hurry up.
Artist,
Take
push
4.
your plate halfway down on the straws. Take your fork, stick it in the middle of the paper plate. Take your 2 pipe cleaners, attach them to the fork, stick them through the middle of your coffee filter,
Only have 1 pipe cleaner.
and spread them apart. That's the fork I'm doing
Do you
right
have
now.
another?
Push the plate down, stab the
I
fork,
think we put this
orange through the coffee.
right down.
Plate down, fork stab.
Janice,
Janice, does this look right?
is this poked through?
Okay, so we do, what was this?
On the fuzzy?
Where's our? So wrap it around like 1 time, like this? Okay. But now we need to
Client.
I don't remember what it looks like.
And now your artist needs
Client.
You're blocking the.
He took it!
Oh, well.
Janice, does this look right?
Yes.
Okay, do you have more directions
Janice.
for me?
Are we done?
No.
One more minute.
Does it matter if the coffee filter is facing out or facing out? Should it be facing down?
Cotton balls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your little arms will form as neat. You should have.
They
a
stretch
little
it
paper
as-
yellow.
No.
No, it shouldn't be facing down, it should be facing up.
Rest
Okay,
in
so,
the arms.
Okay, we've only got a minute left, so top
do the
over.
pipe cleaners need to go in at different points or in at the same time?
Orange or yellow sun
They really-
in between them, and
They
then
hold
cotton
because
balls on
they.
them.
Okay, last step.
Does that,
30
do both,
seconds.
do both sides of
Artist.
the pipe cleaner go
You
into
have the 2
the
things,
same
cotton balls
hole?
wrapped around, and where's the yellow
You guys
thing?
can do it if you want.
Sticky in the middle.
Say it to me one more time.
Okay, we're gonna try that.
Orange
Okay,
pipe,
the
the
artist
Are we ready for
wants
next step?
okay, you should
put
have
a yellow sun in
cotton balls.
between them, and then put 2 cotton balls on them, or 1 cotton ball.
10 more seconds.
Cotton balls.
Artist.
Listening.
Sticks in the middle.
Take
Really quick,
your,
there's one more step.
put a sun between your pipe cleaners,
Yeah?
and put a cotton ball on each of the pipe cleaners.
Freeze. Let's take a step back.
Last step.
Oh, we got you covered.
Freeze.
Oh, freeze.
Okay.
Freeze. You can unfreeze if you're not next to your thing. If you're still touching your thing, I'm going to cut your fingers off. Don't worry, tell 6th graders that too. All right, we can go back to our teams. You guys can see
Okay.
what we're going to do because we're going to process this.
Okay, so come on back to the table and bring your model with you. You're very serious about their contraction.
Oh, we did awesome.
So,
We only had
We
2
did
little
awesome.
steps left.
Really close.
okay.
We're having difficulty transporting it.
It's because our things pressed down against the cup. We can get back.
See what's
So
happening
do
over
your
there, that
models
they're still
look the
touching
same?
it.
It wasn't transport ready.
Does your model look like Rocky rolls?
Kind of.
What do you think?
Kind of.
Okay, so what was difficult about this whole activity?
Listening.
Listening?
Waiting to make sure we were taking the right steps with the client
Okay.
and confirming, yeah, that was the plan.
So why do you think, was it just the time frame? Why was that difficult?
Just remembering to not rush and do what it kind of sounded like we should be doing and taking it in shorter steps and asking our client, okay,
like this side or this side, and those smaller details.
And time frame too.
Definitely time frame.
Any other challenges with this activity?
I think once you got your instruction from your interpreter, they had a visual, but then once you get back to the to the thing, you kind of have to remember what questions are appropriate to ask the client, and I think that's what made it difficult.
Were there things that were easy about this activity?
Describing the material. You know, copy filter, that stuff's pretty basic.
Something that wants piping, I couldn't figure out.
Following instructions.
Pipe cleaner.
Easy instructions. It was just keep the order.
Okay.
Yeah, the basic instructions were easy, the detail was where it got difficult.
So how could you apply this activity to a regular team? What is similar to your normal jobs and you guys working as a team?
Attention to detail is important.
Can you give an example?
Right people.
Asking the right questions to the right people.
Making sure everybody knows the final goal.
Following directions, which is not easy.
I have no complaints.
I think that's going to wrap up this session. I mean, as a
The biggest part of this activity, who really cares if you got the cotton balls on the right pipe cleaner or the plate upside down or right side up? But the biggest thing was you all had a goal. Did you carry out that goal? Did you have some challenges? Would you be better in a different role, but can you step up to the plate in case you are put in that role? You all have roles here, every day when you come to work. Do you fulfill those roles? Do you think you could be better at fulfilling different roles? Do you accept challenges? Do you strive to be better? So it's all the process behind the activity rather than did you make your flour correctly or whatever you would like for it to be.
Tuesday evening is a team activity, a rainbow of colors. You're going to identify the KAY colors and their meaning. A lot of the campers don't know this, even though it is common knowledge for us. There are color book pages that go along with this activity. You need to break up into 7 different colors for your team, and they're going to present a 30-second commercial, song, skit, something to present to the group the meaning of that color. You will see 2 different colors represented below in the videos. There is some background video that explains what we're doing to the different staff. And then they will have color book pages to go along with your team color as well. After you're done with the 7 colors, you'll go back to your team color and start brainstorming that, as well as explaining fun night. Along this, you will also see in the background a color palette, and we are going to use that like we used the star last year.
And green scenes for recreation. So the first activity we would like for you to do are you're gonna brainstorm, and you are at the same level as some of the campers. I spoke this year to campers that had been there for a few years, and they couldn't tell me that the colors meant anything. So don't be worried about that. You're at that same level as they are, and we're gonna split you up into 2 groups and then have you brainstorm about a certain color. At camp, we'll have 7 groups, and they'll brainstorm about each of the colors, but here we'll just do 2 of the colors. Do you care which colors?
How about some of the harder ones?
Okay. So gold.
we'll pick this brown color. We'll say it's gold today. Gold represents responsibility.
So we want you to actually brainstorm what responsibility, or half of you, what responsibility means, words that describe it, and we want you to come up with a quick, 30-second commercial, song, skit, just something, because you are thrown together and you don't know these 30 people that you're with, and so then you are going to teach the rest of the group about the color you're representing. So it's just a quick, fun, not serious if you want it to be, little Diddy. So, what other?
The second color, let's
Red.
do leadership.
Oh, red. Red's hard.
Let's do character.
Okay.
Red represents character.
So,
Are there any questions before we get started?
Feel free to shoot them out along the way.
How long do we have?
We'll give you a few minutes to work with your team and brainstorm.
do you just want to split up half?
Let's just do this half the table, this half of the table.
You guys will want to circle up. You guys circle up over here.
Just put them out in the middle. They can use
Have
whatever
uneven
they want.
teams.
Pass the buck. Like, I'm not the guy, I don't know you all that much. So, I would say the buck stopping here rather than passing the buck. I would also say that responsibility kind of, to me, is about, it's kind of like ownership, just like willingness, like availability and willingness.
Sometimes situation implies willing to do the job. Sure, yeah, right.
Even if it's not something you're good at or comfortable with. And I kind of feel like I'm out of creative ideas.
So you do some foresight. This is a group activity that will result in just an epiphany.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if I can draw that high.
Oh, we do this
You
in
will be
30
so
seconds, right?
amazed.
Is my life about to change?
Yes.
Dramatically.
Well, if she writes fast, we can get it done in 30 seconds.
What color does it matter?
For us old folks in the back with bad eyes, what was your word?
Honorable.
Honorable.
Planning.
That's
Determination.
Where do you go next?
I use a computer, not a board.
So we decided that taking ownership, being honorable and accountable, having determination, planning ahead, and being dependable are all part of responsibility. And so this is our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And I am not very neat with my writing, but the idea is that they all come together as a part of responsibility.
Good job, you guys.
Almost good.
All right, so you've just tuned in to the TV, all right? It's Sunday morning, afternoon, because that's when infomercials are on. Okay, so good morning, and today we have a deal for you. For the low, low price of only $9.95, you can buy character. What do you get?
Integrity and ideals.
Ethics and confidence.
Honesty and trustworthiness. And for more information, call 1-800-ADAPTABILITY.
And if you call right now, we'll throw in self-esteem and charisma.
Orders only for those ages over 5 years old.
To the bigger picture, and they realize that they have to have all of those colors in the long run to be successful, but their one main color, they've already learned how to brainstorm and come up with a tiny presentation so that then they can come up with a presentation to present on Wednesday night in front of the entire camp, which is over 200 campers. So it's just kind of getting your brain in that mindset before you go on to need a bigger picture.
Tuesday's banner project is their true colors. They are going to color in their handprints depending on their true colors.